August 26, 2025 marks, according to a July press release, the day that Starbucks starts selling its fall menu, including, of course, pumpkin spiced drinks, just short of a month ahead of the first day of fall. You can argue amongst yourselves whether the return of the fall flavor is welcomed or dreaded, or maybe simply too soon. But what has become a quintessential taste of fall long predates the invention of latte. Pumpkin spice is a mix of spices, usually including some combination of cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, allspice, and cloves. While the combination is ostensibly a blend of spices that is used to flavor pumpkin pie, the blend itself does not taste like pumpkin. And in fact, those spices, with the exception of allspice, a native of Jamaica, were well known in Europe before Europeans had ever heard of a pumpkin. Pumpkin was a staple food of Native Americans, prepared in many ways, but long before cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, or cloves were introduced to the Americas. Their pumpkin recipes would have been sweetened with honey or maple syrup and possibly flavored with onions. Meanwhile, Europeans were using a version of pumpkin pie spice long before the first European is known to have encountered a pumpkin in 1492. The anonymous 14th century cookbook Anamino Tuscanao describes sweet spices used in many recipes as ginger, cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, and Indian bay leaves. The 14th century cookbook Le Viandier de Talavant, sometimes attributed to the master cook to Charles V of France, includes a recipe called Subtil Brouet d'Angleterre, or subtle English broth. The broth is made from pork liver spiced with ground ginger, cinnamon, cloves, long pepper, ground grains of paradise, and saffron. The 14th century work Anamino Veneziano has a recipe for ambroino, or sweet food, that is chicken fried and spiced with ginger, cloves, and grains of paradise. So pumpkin spice pork and fowl predate pumpkin spice latte by at least centuries. And pumpkin pie didn't always include pumpkin spice. Despite pumpkin being a New World native, the pumpkin pie is thought to have been invented in Europe by French chef Francois Pierre La Varenne, whose recipe for a pompion torte, complete with a pastry crust, dates to around 1650. But the only spice listed was salt. When the pie was first married with the spice is unclear, but American Cookery by Amelia Simmons, published in 1796, includes a pumpkin pie recipe with ginger and nutmeg. Pre-mixed pumpkin pie spices began being sold in the 1930s. Starbucks was rather late to the game, first offering pumpkin spice latte in 2003.